Hi there, Prairie Plant Girl here. Today I'm going to be planting some Echinacea. This particular variety is called PowWow White. If you don't know Echinacea, it's a great plant to have in your perennial borders. It gets a nice strong flower that is kind of daisy-like, but it has a real spiky center. This one, the spikes are supposed to get a real gold tinge on the end, and then the petals are pure white. It kind of reflexed back, and it can handle drought once it's established. The tag here says it gets to be about 24 inches tall and 18 inches wide. I've read online that this particular variety can get bigger than that, and my experience with Echinacea is that they can get a little bit bigger, like more like 2 feet wide by 3 feet tall. So just depends on how happy they are in the space, if they give you that little bit more oomph. They're a beautiful flower, and if you leave the seed heads on, the birds really enjoy them in the fall and into the winter. It's something I don't like to leave too many seed heads on because they can really seed around, and I've had in the winter here where we get snow cover. I find if a lot of seeds drop and then you get heavy snow cover, I can wind up with a lot of vole activity under the snow, because voles stay active all winter. They just tunnel under the snow, and I think they're in search of those seeds, and they have done a real mess to my flower beds in other years. But I do leave a few seed heads up, but I cut some off. Just something to be aware of. But these should last me for years, and they're going to give, with that white flower and that big white flower, they're going to give me a nice restful area for our eye as I go through. My border tends to wind up with a lot of color in it, and it's always nice to have a few spots of white in an area like that, just to give your eye somewhere to rest. So I think these will give me that. They're actually going to go over in the border just to my left here, as they like full sun, and I'm sitting in the shade here right now, but it's a hot day. We just had a gorgeous storm go through. Ground is nice and damp hopefully over there, and that's good because I have a few plants I want to pull out. Actually, some purple echinacea. It's kind of moved itself around in there a little bit, and what I believe is obedient plant, and I'll move those and put them somewhere else. But I think this grouping of 3 plants over there will look really nice. So let's move over there, and I'll show you where they're going to go and what I'm going to do there. Okay, so this is the area where I'm thinking I'm going to put them. I have a gorgeous hydrangea right here, and it's fairly young, so it still has some growing to do. I can't remember the variety offhand. I'll see if I can find it for you. I have a U right here, and this is a columnar U, so it should come up here, but again, has some growing to do, and I've had these U's for years and they haven't put on a ton of growth in our climate, so it may never get much taller than this. This is the obedient plant that I was saying that I have here. There's some liatris here, which is wonderful because I thought I'd lost it, and it all of a sudden has made an appearance, so that's great. I have that here, and I'll leave that here. And then I have some echinacea that is right here. This is a purple echinacea, and then I'm not sure if you can see, there's some little bit more echinacea, and then some false turtle's head there. So this echinacea is actually on the other side of the false turtle's head as well, and it's a purpley pinky kind of echinacea. So I think if I put the white ones in here, kind of put one here, I'm going to take this out, so I'll put one back here, and I think I'll put one right about here, and I think that'll make some nice color. And then beside me, or a nice little drift of them here, and then beside me here is an orange lily, and it doesn't get too much taller than this, so I'll just give a nice little bump up in height and then back down and through. So I think that'll look really nice here. So I'm going to move a few plants out and get the plants set up, and we'll have a look at it. Okay, so I have this all put in here. The other plants are taken out. There's a little bit of shadows here. There's a hanging basket just up. You can just barely see some flowers there from it. If we come in just a little bit, you can see I put the one right there, and then one's in behind the U. Then we have the liatris, and then the other echinacea is right back there, just kind of peeking out from the hydrangea. I think I'll just bring it forward just a hair, just to have it come out a little bit more in that area. And I think that's going to give a really nice bit of height back there. Like I said, the liatris I thought was gone until like just a week ago maybe, and all of a sudden I realized it's there. So it's just heating up and things are just coming up now, but it'll get taller, and the echinacea, like I said, will get a few feet tall at least, so it'll give some height in that area there, and it'll give lots of nice different textures with the plant leaves there. Like you can see, the liatris has those tall long strappy leaves, and the echinacea has those big oblong kind of leaves, and you have the U with all its kind of spiny texture. I think it's just all going to work really well there to add some interest even when the plants aren't in flower. I don't think I mentioned the echinacea will get blooming. Usually it gets blooming kind of early to midsummer, and then it just goes all the way through till fall. So it's a long time bloomer. It'll add a nice lot of interest to the bed here. So I'm going to get started getting these plants in the ground. Okay, so I've got the 3 plants in there, and I think they look really nice in there. So if you look, there's 1, and then 2 is just right directly behind the U, and it will grow up right behind there and just fill in and cover up the fence a little bit. Then there's that liatris, and there's the 3rd one on the right there, just peeking out from behind the hydrangea. And again, they'll grow up nice and tall in there, and just add that little extra element, that little extra pop in behind. So I think that'll look really nice. So I'm going to back you up and just let you see the whole bed, but first I'm going to pop the hanging basket back up that I took down so it didn't hit my head. So Okay, so that's the full flower bed. So you see the hanging basket right there? It's just to the right of there is where I put those echinacea, so they'll come in and fill in that area by the fence there really nicely. And then just on the other side is another U and some of the purpley pink echinacea just on the other side there. And I've got a nice combination. There's some more hydrangeas, and there's a little sapling of a cherry tree right there. This is evening primrose, these yellow flowers right here. Lots of dianthus across the front, a couple different kinds of dianthus, some sedum just right in there. And the false turtle's head, that gets beautiful pink flowers. I actually got that from my neighbor last year, and it's just a couple little stems, and it looks gorgeous now. And way over here is an apple tree and lilies, and I have some woodgillia on either end. So this will be a really nice bed. It's I just revamped it last year, but it's really coming together. This is the bed where I put the lupin in. So if you pan over that way, you can just see some speedwell starting to bloom there, and there's the lupin are just planted in there. Some of them aren't looking the greatest, but I'm hoping that that's just a little bit of shock and they'll bounce back. And that's the woodgillia is right there, and there's more lilies and phlox and delphinium and obedient plant in behind there. So like I said, I think it'll be really beautiful once everything fills in and has a few seasons to really settle in and do its thing. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this little project come together. You know, sometimes you don't know you need a plant until you see it in the garden center, and that's what happened with these. But there's something I've looked at for a while and kind of thought it'd be nice to have, and I just saw these and they were beautiful healthy plants, and I've been noticing I'm missing a little bit of height in the back of this border here, so I thought that would be a nice thing to add in there and just give a nice calming spot for your eye as well. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. You always want to be in the videos, hey?